Good morning, friends. Welcome to the second video on United Nations. In the first video, we have already discussed introduction and aims and purpose of United Nations. In this video, we will discuss composition. As we know that United Nations is an organization that works to maintain international peace, international order, right? This is the organization which enforces international laws also, right? So, and this came into being on October 24th, 1945, and India was founding members of United Nations. Let us discuss its composition. United Nations. First of all, we will discuss its six organs, principal organs, or this is the main composition. After that, we have specialized agencies also that United Nations has and works through, right? So first of all, we will discuss it one by one, and first I name it UN General Assembly, then UN Security Council, then International Court of Justice, then we have UN Economic and Social Council, UN Trusteeship Council, and then UN Secretariat. Let us discuss it one by one. Okay, first UN General Assembly. General Assembly is actually the biggest body of the United Nations, right? And in this assembly, every country that is member of United Nations sends 5 representatives, and we can call it also World Parliament. The session of General Assembly is normally conducted in the month of September every year, right? And it discusses all the issues and the matter that has been included in the Charter of United Nations. Along with that, it approves the expenses of United Nations also, annual expenses. We can call it budget. So hopefully the UN General Assembly is clear. In short, we can call it the World Parliament, right? It meets every year in September, and it approves the annual expenses of the United Nations, or we can call it annual budget. So hopefully this point is clear. Moving to the next point, that is Security Council. Now, if we talk about the Security Council, this is basically the executive body, right? It is small in size and has total members 15. 10 out of those are temporary members and 5 are permanent member of Security Council, right? They are USA, Russia, France, England, and China. And here I would like to mention that these permanent members of Security Council have veto power also, and temporary members are elected by General Assembly by 2/3 majority for 2 years. And main purpose of Security Council is to establish world peace and to implement the decision that is taken by United Nations in its General Assembly. So Security Council, I hope it is clear to you. Let us recap it. Security Council is actually executive body. There are 15 members in it. 10 are temporary, 5 are permanent. Permanent members have veto power, and temporary members are elected by General Assembly. Okay, and the main function is of Security Council is to establish world peace and to implement the decision of United Nations. Next point is Economic and Social Council. If you talk about Economic and Social Council, it has 54 members elected by General Assembly for 3 years. And out of those, 1/3 members retire every year. And in place of that, new members are elected. Right? And it helps United Nations in solving economic as well as social problems of the world. So hope it is also clear. The main point is that it has 54 members. Assembly elects these members for 3 years. 1/3 members retires every year. And main function of Economic and Social Council is to solve economic and social problems of the world. Then we have next Trusteeship Council. Trusteeship Council actually supervises the administration of those backward and disputed territories. Backward and disputed territories which have been given to as a responsibility to United Nations, or United Nations has taken itself to look after that territory. And its members are all the permanent members of Security Council, right? And some also members elected for 3 years by General Assembly. So it's clear, hope, right? Trusteeship Council looks after the territories, disputed territories or backward territories, right? Security Council members are permanent. Security Council members are its member, as well as some members are chosen by General Assembly. Then we have International Court of Justice. International Court of Justice, like in India we have Supreme Court, right? So same way we have here International Court of Justice, and there are, we can call it the Supreme Court of the world. It consists of 15 judges who are elected by General Assembly, and these on the recommendation of Security Council for 9 years. 1/3 judges retire every 3 years. After 3 years means, and new judges are elected on its place. Now those international cases are brought in front of it, in which nations are involved, right? And they are brought by the mutual consent of the concerned states. So hopefully this is clear to you. There are 15 judges chosen for 9 years, right? On the recommendation of Security Council, 1/3 judges retire every year, and the consent states with mutual consent, bring their cases to this court, right? Then we have the last main organ, that is Secretariat. Secretariats, this way, every administration has a secretariat. Government has secretariat. For example, we have secretariat at Delhi, and for Punjab government we have secretariat at Chandigarh. So secretariat is the administrative organ of any government. So here also Secretariat is the administrative organ of United States. It executes the policies and the decisions taken by the other organs of the United Nations. and the Secretary General is the head of the Secretariat. There is one Deputy Secretary General also, and 9 Assistant Secretaries to assist the Secretary General. And Antonio Guterres is currently the Secretary General of United Nations. So hopefully this point is clear to you, right? There is Secretariat and Secretary General is the chief officer here, and he executes all the policies and decisions taken by the other organs of the United Nations. I think main organs of the United Nations clear. The United Nations clear, right? And let's move to the next point. Before moving to the next point, let's have a recap. It is United Nations. Okay. There are main 6 organs of United Nations: General Assembly, Security Council, Economic and Social Council, Trusteeship Council, International Court of Justice, and Secretariat. Now, United Nations also works through specialized agencies of it. There are certain specialized agencies, and just I'm going to name it and perform and tell the full form of it. Number 1 is UNESCO. It is United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. Works for overall educational, scientific and cultural development of the whole world, right? Then we have ILO, International Labor Organizations. We have then World Health Organization, WHO, works for the health of the people. Then we have Food and Agricultural Organization. It looks after the food and agricultural aspects of the world. Then we have International Bank of Reconstruction and Development, IBRD. Then we have International Monetary Fund, IMF. Then we have Universal Postal Union, UPU. So along with that, there are many others specialized organs also. Symbols and picture of those organizations are here. You can see that FAO. Then we have World Meteorological Organization, International Maritime Organization, World Health Organization, ILO, UNICEF, UNIDO. So, and there are many more organizations working for United Nations. Hopefully it is clear to you, right? I want the videos to be short, but it is enough for your big questions, right? So I hope you would like the video, right? Would share to your friends also, and will comment, and you will also mention what kind of videos you required in the future. Must note down the points at the end, I would say. Take care, have a great day. Bye bye.